What's up, you guys? Welcome back. Today I'm super excited because we're gonna be doing a full face testing brand new affordable makeup. Love affordable beauty, and there have been so many new releases this year and so many good things. So I got a full face to test out together with you guys today to see what's good and what's not. I also just realized I had a popsicle with my son before and my tongue is blue. So disregard that, I'm sorry. I was literally looking in the mirror like, what is going on with my mouth? Yeah, it's a popsicle. Anyways, super excited to test out this new makeup together today. I will have direct links to all the makeup products that we try right down below in the description box. You can actually get all of them at Walmart and on Walmart's website. I do want to thank Walmart so much for partnering with me on this section of today's video. They have been a go-to spot for me for beauty for literally my whole life. I grew up in a super small town that had like no big box like chain type stores, and we did have a Walmart. That was the one place that we had. So I've been a Walmart girly through and through for quite literally my whole life. And Walmart has so many beauty products, both from the affordable brands that we know and love, as well as high-end beauty as well. They have a ton of stuff. I'm actually gonna make my mom a little basket of my personal favorite beauty products for her for part of her Mother's Day gift, which I think will be really fun. So it could be a great idea for you guys if you need something for your mom. Check out Walmart, create a cute little gift with some awesome beauty and skincare. Maybe we'll find some new exciting beauty products that you guys can add to the gift in today's video as we test stuff out. But they have literally an incredible selection there and would be so fun and make the cutest little Mother's Day gift. But without further ado, let's dive into the video. Make sure you guys subscribe to my channel if you have not already, and click the little bell right next to the subscribe button to be notified of all my future uploads. And let's go ahead and get started. Up first, we have a new primer from Essence. This is the Essence Jelly Grip Hydrating Primer. So let's try her out. This says makeup gripping and refreshing. So I'm gonna get some on. It does actually say in the packaging here, free from silicones and alcohol, which is nice. Oh, it has like a really fresh kind of scent to it. And what I like is even though it's a gripping primer, it doesn't go on feeling super sticky and actually feels like cooling and hydrating to the skin, like not giving me that sticky texture, but I'm sure it'll probably dry down and then we'll start to feel that. So let's give it a second. I actually randomly really love the scent on this. Normally I prefer my primers and like skincare type products to be unscented, but this one is just like a really fresh and clean scent. I don't know how to describe it. Okay, getting a little bit of stickiness, but it's not super sticky. So that's actually like kind of how I prefer these gripping primers to be. Some of them are just a little too sticky for my liking, where this one is like perfect. It gives you that grip, but it's not like glue. And we're gonna see how our new foundation applies on top. Or this is actually, I believe, a skin tint. Yes. So this is newer from CoverGirl. This has been out for a little bit, but I've never tried it yet. It's their CoverGirl Blurring Skin Tint. I have two different shades here. I have Fair Neutral and Light Medium Neutral, because Light Medium Neutral would normally be like the shade that I would get, but it does look a little bit dark. So let's see. I can add in Light Neutral if I need to make it a little bit lighter. This does have SPF 30 in it, and it is mineral SPF, which is personally what I prefer. So excited to see how this works. It says light coverage, soft matte finish. So let's go in and see more of like a moussey kind of texture. I think I'm just gonna use a beauty sponge to blend. Oh, this said, does this say light coverage on it? I'm like, did I read that right? It says light coverage. That looks like pretty good coverage to me. Honestly, I'm very impressed with that. I was expecting it to be like no coverage because it says like light coverage on it. I mean, I guess I used a decent amount. So if you just use a little dab of it, it'll be lighter, but this is pretty dang good if you ask me as far as coverage goes, and it is definitely matte. Like that's not giving any shine or luminosity, which honestly, I feel like so many products with SPF are always very glowy because it's very easy to make like SPF have that glowy like effect to it, where this one being matte for my like oily skin girlies and stuff is a nice little change. And even me with dry skin like doesn't feel drying, at least not on initial application. Look at that coverage though. Like I have a lot of redness, she's gone. And I actually think this shade will be okay for me. I don't think I'm gonna need to mix in any other color. I actually like this a lot more than I anticipated. This might be something that I'm gonna put in my mom's basket actually, because she doesn't like anything super glowy and I constantly need to remind her to wear SPF. She grew up in the days where they like didn't really wear SPF all the time, and I'm always like, Mom, you need to put it on right now, please. So this will be a good way to get that SPF on her. Definitely matte though. So if you are a girl who loves to glow, this is not gonna be the product for you. But if you want a matte SPF skin tint like every day for like spring and summer, this looks very nice. Honestly, I'm impressed. I think they did a disservice by saying light coverage. I would give it at least medium. Looks very good. I've tried products that claim to be like medium coverage that give me less coverage than this. Okay, now for our concealer, we're going literally complete 180, which that's what always makes these videos a little bit interesting, because these are not makeup tutorials. Like I always like to say this, because it's me putting together a bunch of products that I have never tried before, that I don't know how they all work, together so that I can give you as many first impressions and like first instincts as possible. So sometimes not all the products work together. So we just use a very matte complexion product. But for my concealer, I have the new Maybelline Lifter Concealer, and this is a full coverage serum concealer. And to my knowledge, this is supposed to be more of a glowy finish. I really like the foundation of this, but I have not tried the concealer yet. So I just grabbed this the other day. I got it in store at Walmart and I got shade 20. So I'm gonna go in large doe foot applicator, which I like. This is on a little bit on the lighter side, which will be good because it'll help just match everything since the foundation is a little bit on the deeper side. I'm gonna put it all on the high planes and like center planes of my face. Oh, you know what? I have a cream bronzer and a cream blush, and I'm breaking my own rule of I like to do cream bronzer and blush first before I do my concealer, but it's okay. My mind just like blanked for a second and I forgot. But let's blend out this concealer and see how it worked. I'm gonna do the center part of my face first, blending out very easily. And then now let's do these under eyes, which is always the real test of how concealer works for me. Okay, I don't know why I thought this was supposed to be glowy. It's giving matte. Maybe it's just the skin tint underneath, but I thought this was like supposed to be a little bit more of a glowy product, and it's not. It's definitely matte. It's a thicker texture. It's more moussey than typically like we see with concealers. Like it's definitely not a very liquidy concealer. It is more of a thicker consistency. However, the coverage is quite good. And I actually like this shade. It's like a good brightening shade for me. I just thought this was supposed to be more glowy, and it's not. It's definitely more mattifying, but I do think it blended out nicely. It has a little sheen to it, but it's not super glowy, like if that makes sense. I think the foundation version of this is a lot more glowy than the concealer is. Okay, up next for the blush and bronzer that I almost forgot about. So these are newer from Wet n Wild. I'm so excited to try these. I've had these in my little like must try pile. So these are the Mother Fluffer, funny little name, bronzers and blushes. And they're supposed to be like that pudding kind of consistency. I'm noticing a trend with all basically the products that we're using. They're all like that moussier kind of consistency. That must be like a big trend kind of coming out this year. So this is the blush. I have shade Pinkaboo, so cute. But I'm gonna use the bronzer first. I have this in Toasty Maple. Now this is normally the brush that I use for my bronzer, but it is not gonna fit in there. So I'm gonna use a smaller brush. I wish they made the opening for this a little bit larger. I'm gonna get some on the smaller brush and kind of place it on the skin, and then I'll use my larger brush to blend, and we'll see how that kind of works for us. This smaller brush would be a little bit too small to blend. Okay, now I'll blend with my usual brush so we can see how it looks. Oh, quite pretty actually. I love the bronziness that this gives me. I just wish I could fit my brush in here. That would make it so much easier. I mean, I guess I can, just it doesn't go fully in to get some on. That would be my one little gripe, but it does look pretty. Another good option though is you could scoop some of this out and put it on your hand and then go from there. So you could definitely do that if you wanted to. Okay, now for the blush, I'm probably gonna run into the exact same problem. It's gonna be slightly too big, but I'm gonna kind of maneuver it in there to get some on. Oh, this looks like it's gonna be pigmented. I'm gonna put some on the back of my arm first. Yup, and take it from there and tap it on. Oh, it is pretty though, but she's pigmented, so you only need a little bit. So maybe it's good that the brush doesn't fully fit in the thing. This color is so pretty for spring and summer. But do you guys see how now underneath my eyes like doesn't look as cohesive? That's why I like to do my concealer after blush and bronzer, because then you can blend the concealer into the blush and bronzer, where now I feel like you can like clearly see where the concealer ends and kind of where the blush starts. But if you're like me and you like forget or go out of order, you can just go back in with a beauty sponge and kind of blend it all together after. So that's just what I'm gonna do now, just so it looks a little bit more cohesive. And I am just gonna set the under eyes with some powder before we go in on our eyes. Okay, up next on the eyes, I wanna try these new eyeliners. So these are from NYX. They're their Epic Inky Sticks. So I have a matte one, but then I also have a metallic one. And honestly, the metallic ones are really the ones that caught my eye. So they're tiny little like micro eyeliners that are like angled. So it would make it really easy to do a little wing. But the metallic color of this really is what got me. So this one is in the shade Kinetic Copper. And I feel like that is so, so pretty. So I'm gonna go on my upper lash line with this and see how it does. Should I zoom you guys in a little bit more? Let's see. There you go. They are very creamy. I can tell right off the bat, pigmented and creamy. So I'm gonna do like a line, and then I'm actually gonna go in with a brush and kind of diffuse it out to do like a more smudged look. Okay, now I'm gonna use this little angle to my advantage to do a little wing. Boom. So easy. Okay, really like that. I'm gonna go in and do the other side as well. Definitely creamy and pigmented. Now I'm just gonna go in with a liner brush and just kind of blur and blend everything together to get a little smudge in. This was actually so easy to do a wing with. I'm pretty impressed. It's making me wonder, like, why are all eyeliners not in that shape? Because it makes it actually a lot easier to like go on your eye and to do your wing with. So petition to start making more eyeliners in that shape. It's not super metallic. Like if you get really up close, you can see like the little glitter flecks, but it's not gonna look like festival makeup if you're just trying to use this for like an everyday kind of thing. So like for me, that's perfect. If you want something insanely metallic, this wouldn't be the product that I would recommend for you, but I personally like it. Like it does have a small sheen to it without being crazy at all. You know what though? I do have this blue metallic color in this. This is Turbo Teal. Do a little swatch for you guys. I'm gonna try this in my waterline to do a little pop. I actually love like the brown. Oh, this one is pretty, but I love the combo of brown and blue. So let's do the blue in the waterline. It's a little bit out of my normal everyday comfort zone, but I know some of y'all like colorful makeup. So, and actually in the summer, if you just want to add like the slightest pop of color, I do think it's fun to do it in the waterline. Then you're not committing to like, you know, an all over eyeshadow look or something. The blue is definitely more like metallic. I actually think that looks really pretty. I like that. Gives a pretty little pop. And they have these in like a bunch of colors too. Like they have like crazy ones like blue, green, purple. They have like even like a light pink, a silver. Then they have a couple different like brown shades, black, all that. So they have neutrals and pops of color depending on what you're looking for. Okay, up next I have the new Milani Fan Club Mascara. So I actually have already tried this and it is good, you guys. Okay, you know if you watch me, obviously that I love the Milani Anti-Gravity Mascara. That has been an OG favorite of mine. So when Milani came out with the new mascara, obviously I had to try it. This one is different than Anti-Gravity. Anti-Gravity gives you a little bit of everything, I would say. It definitely gives you curl to your lashes and then also definitely gives you length and gives you volume. The Fan Club Mascara I think really shines if you're looking for volume. Like if you want thicker, more voluminous looking lashes, this is gonna be the mascara that I would recommend to you because that's literally like one coat after 5 seconds putting on and it gives you so much volume quickly. Like you can pack on a lot of volume with this mascara. So really great for people who are searching more for that, where if you want more of like length, then I would tell you to try Milani Anti-Gravity. And both do give you curl and this one definitely gives you like that fanned out kind of appearance. That's why it's called the Fan Club Mascara. But definitely another good mascara from Milani. I also love the curved wand because when you want to go in and do your lower lashes, it makes it a lot easier actually to really get in there and get them. Okay, eyes are all done. Time to jump in to the lips. I have 3 new lip products, but first I am very excited about this. This is a peel off lip liner from Hard Candy. So Hard Candy has entered the chat of the rise of the peel off lip liners. I see this literally all over TikTok. Like everyone is doing these peel off lip liners now. So I'm like, all right, we're gonna go in with this and apply it on. They came out with 3 different shades of this. I have Mocha Ink. So I'm gonna just paint this on my lips. I'm trying to be so precise and not talk while doing it because I mean it's gonna stain your lips. So you want it to look good and correct when you do it, you know? So I'm being extra careful. I hope it's not this dark when it dries, but I don't think it's going to be, or not dries, but you know what I mean. Once I peel it off. So basically you put it on like this, like in a little bit of a thicker kind of consistency on your lips, and then you let it sit. I believe it said for like 3 to 5 minutes, let it dry, and then you peel it off and you're supposed to have a lip liner stain that will last you basically all day. Honestly, the one thing I don't get about this, I mean, this specifically says in the back, peel off lip liner. Like, why can't we just put this all over our lips to have like an all over? I mean, you definitely could do that, but I'm using it in the way that it's intended. But I feel like if I was to use this myself again, I would just put it all over my lips to have an all over lip color on. But today we're using it specifically just as a lip liner because I do feel like that's the first thing to go a lot of times. But today we're using it as it's intended, as a lip liner. And it's actually nice depending on how it looks, we have to say, once it dries. But even if you're not intending on wearing like a full lip combo for the day, just having a little bit of lip liner on I think gives such a border, at least for me. Like my lips have like no natural border, I feel like. They just kind of blend in with the rest of my skin. So having a little bit of lip liner on gives them that border and like definition that they lack. So this already feels like it's drying actually pretty quickly, but I'm gonna give it another minute and then we'll peel it off. Oh, you know what? Actually, while we let this marinate, I forgot. I have a new blush to try. So we obviously already did like the Mousse Wet n Wild blush, but I do have these Essence Soft Touch Bouncy blushes that I wanted to try. I have 2 different shades. So these are powder blushes, but they're supposed to have a bouncy texture. I don't 100% know what that means. So we're gonna see it together. So I have shade Antique Bloom, which is more of like a classic kind of rose. And then I have Exotic Daisy, which is like a bright kind of corally pink. So let's go ahead and try these out. I'm gonna go in with Exotic Daisy first. This is like the exact type of blush color that I always gravitate gravitate towards. Tap this on and see. Ooh, very pretty. She's giving pigment. Definitely more of like a matte finish though. So I don't understand exactly what bouncy blush means. They're like a soft matte kind of texture, but definitely gives you that nice pop of color. Very, very pretty. We have like a full matte look today, which is kind of unlike me. I do like a lot of glowier looks, so I'm kind of living for the matte. Okay, now let's go into the other cheek. This is Antique Bloom, which is more of like your classic rose. Also quite pretty, just gives a different kind of pop. They're actually quite similar once on, honestly, but I'm just gonna mix them together so it doesn't look like I'm wearing two completely different colors of blush. Okay, I think at this point, our lip liner should have dried. These are pretty, I like these. Now I see people peel these with like tweezers a lot of times. I'm gonna just try and do it with my finger, with my nails. They're almost like tweezers. See how that works. Oh, okay, it's working. Oh, it's pulling out my little lip hair though. Oh my goodness gracious. Well, I get a free wax with this. Wait, I actually am obsessed with this color though. It's super natural. I like this more than I expected. It comes off pretty easy too. The color is really nice. And I feel like I could just leave this on and not do an all over lip color and like it still gives me definition to my lips without even really looking like I'm wearing a lip liner. I actually really like that. That's very pretty. Now I kind of getting the hype over these now. I'm like, okay, maybe the girlies on TikTok are onto something. Okay, all over lips, we're gonna go in with the new Maybelline Serum lipsticks. I have actually really been liking these. This is shade 101 Upstate. They're very, very creamy and very pigmented. Not drying whatsoever at all to the lips. This is like a satin finish one. This gives it a little bit more of like a cool tone pink. But if you want something that feels like very hydrating and creamy with like a good color payoff, these are very nice. I have obviously tried this one before. Now, last product I have not tried yet. This is the CoverGirl Clean Fresh Squishy Glaze. So this is a lip butter balm. So I feel like lip balms are just that everyone is creating them. That is like the product of the year. This is in the shade Peach Gummies. So CoverGirl came out with their own. Oh, it kind of smells like peach gummies. That is what it smells like. Okay, I'm gonna go in with this on top. Ooh, this is nice and juicy. Gives a pretty juicy glow and feels quite hydrating. I like this. And the smell makes you want like those peach ring gummies. That's exactly what it smells like. All right, you guys, this was the full face of new affordable makeup. Honestly, we tried some good stuff today. Like I said, I will link everything right down below in the description box. If you guys want to shop, you can find everything at Walmart. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, I will have everything linked right down below in the description box if you want to shop any of these products. Let me know any new products you guys have seen that you want me to do reviews or first impressions on. I can totally do that. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you very soon in my next video. Bye.